Ready. We are ready for you. It is 8 p.m. on the 21st of this month. And as per usual, I'm so happy.
Okay.
We're so ready for you now.
Thank you. Okay, I can't share on my space today. Is it
Hmm?
a setting? I can't share on my channel.
Oh, I had
Is it
taken it
a
off.
okay?
Sorry
Not fine.
about that. Let
Let me
me
share.
see. And I don't know how to now.
Okay, not fine. Let
It's
me
because
share.
abantu bavele bagovi stuff and then ibe any vibe.
Okay, I think share a link. Lena.
Righty, 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 righty. Alrighty. We are looking forward to today's lecture. It's so nice. Sometimes I go back on some of them, and it's amazing when you're doing the work, you don't know you're doing the work until it's time for
Yeah,
you to go back and like check out what's happening. But it's
yeah.
so
I think this
divine.
this was this season was our very first like official one. Because remember in
Mm.
Heteru we did a practice round, and then this one was yeah. So I think I'm gonna track back to see if my voice was shaky. So I just wanna share my status.
And you know what's so nice about this is because like I need to cycle. So
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
nice actually just going around and round until we understand it. I didn't
Ne?
understand the calendar when we first
Yeah.
started. I wasn't quite grasping, and now I'm finally getting to that
You're
point where
within.
it's like,
No,
yeah.
sabo,
So
sabo.
we ready for you. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna turn off my video. Greetings, everybody, and I'm gonna put everything on screen. Thank you, Coco.
All right. Dumelang, Sanmonani, Tozani, Khanya, Lesedi, greetings all over the diaspora, to those that don't speak our languages. So, welcome to the third month of the year. We are in the season of Djehuti or Tehuti, or the great scribe, the knowledge keeper, Akashic record keeper, Mlomokazi, Mlobikazi. I said the scribe, the spoken word, the written word. So yeah, all the good goods, everything that has to do with communication. This is the season that we're entering now. So we are setting the the Sagittarius people today. So it's actually the Gemini season in the southern hemisphere. The north is currently in the Sagittarius season. But to those who are joining us for the very first time, so you don't discard what you know yourself as in the northern hemisphere. So you're going to look to your northern node as well as your southern node. So the Gemini lady Sagittarius, you guys go together. So what Djehuti lebo segment basne, you in terms of knowing self, you're going to look at characteristics in both those zodiac houses. So welcome everybody. Finally on the live. Welcome. Pristes, Pagati Inside, Hope, Tobela, Tobela again. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I think we've been busy this whole day. Khunu Maschaba, welcome. Thank you so much. Khunu Gogi, welcome, Snona. Lesedi Khanya Baba Dimu, we give gratitude to Heteru and welcome Djehuti. Lepelo Molweni. Yes, we didn't do the Xhosa greeting there, but kanjale ring Kamagwini, yes, that one. Kamagwini, Mogbekhosi. So welcome everybody. We'll just I'll just take it slow so I don't repeat the things again. So we'll just go half past. So we're gonna start with the normal things that we start with, the things that align us with the season that we are currently in. And yeah, so please drop questions. Please engage with us in the comment section. Let's learn from each other. It is a knowledge sharing session. I'm not a superior to anybody, so we're just sharing knowledge here. So if you have a word on Djehuti or Tehuti, depending on dialect, I remember last year on our space, there's some king who came and attacked us. They saying that there's no such thing as Tehuti, Kituto. But as we usually say that the rooting of everything, right, is African, right? And with the Kemetic spirituality that we're dealing with now, so it's not the most ancient of our spirituality or where we come from as a people, right? But it's one that is closer one, we can also recognize certain words. One that I like using, Yameti, right? When Medunecha would be similar, would sound similar to what we would say in the isiZulu language or in the Nguni language or Sesotho, right? So those dialects would be similar. So yeah, so that is why also we're taking this from a Kemetic point of view. So it's not the most ancient of our civilizations, but it's one of the most important ones because different empires came together and did this thing and ran the world basically. Welcome. Thank you so much to everybody that's here. I think, okay, I'm just going to read the last comments. Then we're going to get into the things that align us with the season and get into what this energy dynamic is all about. So thank you. I'm seeing a lot of new faces today. Thank you so much. Please do hop onto my space as well when we are done here. So because we're going to do more episodes, just take them a little bit. We were actually speaking with Gogo now that this is actually our second Djehuti season here on the space. Please hold on. Bye, no. Please give me, there's an envelope with money on my bed, please. Pardon me with that. Yes, I'm easily distracted. I do apologize for that. So I think it's a white envelope, baby. It's got money inside. It's on the bed there. Yeah. So, yeah, I said we'll be reading the comments, right? So far, Gogo Mafrodia Rejos, Nele Sedi Khanyan Babadimu. We do give gratitude to, yes, thank you. Please give the guy outside, please, Nana. To Heteru and welcome Djehuti. So we're still transitioning from the House of Heru. So those who are here as well, please just share your experiences, guys, the season of Heteru. Those who do know me, they know it's one of my favorite ones. Welcome to those who are new as well. Doing the building, Togozani, my first ever YouTube live. I love the energy already. And I love you, Nkhono. I love you. I love the work that you do as well. Thank you so much. We give thanks for all the energies, all the gods that are in here, all the people that you walk with. I really thank you so much for that. I think we can get into the things that align us with the season. So that's where we usually start. And yeah, you can see on the bottom of the screen there, for those who maybe think I speak too fast, I'm going to try. I'm very cognizant now. Yeah, so I was saying with Mlomokazi that actually this time last year, this was our official beginning episode, because the Heteru episode, that was us trialing the series that we're doing now. So I think also hearing it for the second time is pretty amazing as well. You get to understand certain things a bit more, because we know that, yeah, the content tends to be a little bit heavy, right? It tends to be a bit heavy. But I think as you journey with us, like I'm saying, please do hop onto my space as well. So the Stoned Queer podcast, where we take it in bite sizes. So on Tuesdays, we do the bite size episodes. And yeah, we're gonna launch our intro episode probably on the weekend, yeah, because the 23rd is on the weekend, but those on the membership are gonna get the intro episode before everybody else. So thank you so much. Please come in and please help the algorithm. We know that the space does not like us, does not like the healing of us as a people. Okay, so without wasting any more time, yeah, please drop questions if you do have questions. So the season begins on the 23rd of November up until the 23rd of December. And yeah, those who are joining us for the very first time, the series that we're doing, we are mainly basing it on the solar calendar, because it is a bit more consistent compared to the lunar calendar as well as the stellar calendar. So with the solar calendar, it's more based on what we, like a lot of religions that we see today that are standing, what the low vibrational language of English calls the sun worship. But yeah, we don't worship things here. We are gods, Lerona. We are also an expression of God. We understand where we are in the God body. So we do give reverence, we do give honor to the sun, and this is mostly like most religions that are standing today, that it's actually based on sun worship. I'll use that for ease of transitioning with everybody here. So that is why. So we count our seasons from the 23rd of the month that we are entering to the next 23rd. And with that as well, so we say the 23rd because also on the colonial time, or the time is designed by these people, they start their day during the night, Mrs. Lele, you know. But the day actually begins when the sun rises. So that is why, as God being, so we're trying to exist in a system where it's a system that we are currently living in, and then also trying to realign ourselves back to ourselves. So what we call on our space, we are remembering ourselves. We're putting our asa body back to ourselves. All these pieces of ourselves that are disjointed, this is what we're doing. This is the work that Mlomokazi is also doing on her space here as well. So that is why the 23rd to the 23rd of December, where we're going to get into a very interesting period, the summer solstice period. So one of the big four festivities that we need to do as a people, as a melanated people, that we need to do collectively. All right. And then the color, the season is a gray, white. So gray and white. So those colors. And so that is why I did my hair for Djehuti with this color. And then very interesting as well. So we know that the color gray, we know that people that have gray hair, they're saying that they're carrying head full of wisdom, right? So besides the richness to it, so they usually say that people with gray hair carry great wisdom. So shout out to Rasheru as well with that interesting bouncing of knowledge that we shared together there. And then the stone the season is the agate. And we'll expand more on that. But I think also Le Gogo Tuli on her space, she'll probably go more into agate. She's the chief of chakra Hans. So she deals a lot with the gemstones and the uses and everything else and the extra nitty-gritties behind it. And then the metal of the season is it's a magnet, right? So it's called a lodestone more accurately, but basically a magnet but everything will make sense as we're unpacking with our knowledge sharing tonight, right? Or why specifically that. But in everything else here, these are the tools that are helping us resonate better with the energy that is prevalent at this current moment, right? Or when we're transitioning into the new season. And then the incense is eucalyptus. So it is a very common one. It's very common. I know usually we'd have it in oil format, right? So I remember those times in 2020, that word we're not allowed to say here, but in 2020, this was one of the was one of the elements that was used a lot, for those who did not believe in the in the things that the other people did, the lomjovolona, So we'd use eucalyptus a lot, along with bomshonyani and other herbal stuff that we would use. But it's nice for respiratory stuff. But also it's one of the ancient ones, like I say. So also, I think we touched a little bit on it when we're speaking the Anfu season, because Leona, it's also used in the preparation of like mummification as well in other ancient uses. But also, before I forget, we also delve in in this topic in book format. So we do have an ebook. It will be out tomorrow, probably by midday. Midday, it will probably be out, as well as our cosmic resonance pack. Others call it a pasha pack. So those will be ready tomorrow by midday. And then the scent is a neroli scent. So it's not a very common one. It's not a colloquial term that we use. Welcome, Snekugu. Welcome, Mlomokazi. Thank you so much for joining us as well. So the neroli, so it's citrusy, it's florally, so it's one of these scents. It's woody, it's musky as well. So we do have an alternative for that as well in our cosmic resonance pack that will be available from our space. And then the tree is the pomegranate tree. So you can indulge in the fruit in the season as well. So I remember with a friend of mine last year, she was actually saying that she couldn't stomach anything, and it's not like pomegranates or something that she eats on the regular, but she naturally gravitated towards the fruit, the pomegranate. So that's why I always refer to us as the people, as the melanated people, as godly beings, because at times we are aligned, we're not even recognizing that we are aligned, be it how we conduct mikiti, the timing of mikiti, or you having your wedding at a certain time. But it would naturally be in alignment to umoya utini at that a certain time, but it's just when you don't know. But a lot of people I think have experienced that thing where you're just naturally aligned with a certain thing. And so those who've just joined us, please do share I'm very interested in knowing how the Heteru season was on you guys. Did you find bopu thing? Did you have weddings? Was there unions? How was the energy, the sensuality in the air? How was those in the beauty industries? How was that going for you guys? How those who use the energy, did you manifest anything? Were you aware that all possibilities are open for you guys? Did you use that to advantage? We also had a very we'll say this on MySpace, but we had a very interesting studio session today speaking on I don't know if I'm allowed to say it here, but sexual health. And it was very interesting that it happens in the season of Heteru. So we touched a little bit on these principles here. And the animals, lastly, the animals that are associated with the season is the ibis. So an ibis is a bird. So it's usually like in black and white color. So it's an ibis, the giraffe, as well as the baboon. King said so. Welcome, King. King has checked in. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. So with the animals, those who are joining us for the very first time, or still haven't grasped the concepts that we've been speaking about. So the animals, we always look at the characteristics, how these animals express themselves, how these animals behave in nature, how these animals affect certain things. And at times you would see the presence of these animals at a certain time, So lonabo dikhabune. Yeah, am I right, Batswana? Batswana, is it a baboon or is it the monkeys? Which one is the khabo? But yeah, I just wanted to share a little story on that one. But all these animals, the commonality that I would see here. So there is an aspect of balance, and then when we're getting into the lesson Djehuti, we know that Ma'at is closely associated, the consort to Djehuti Warona, right? But we're just gonna touch on that just in a couple of seconds. So there's the balance aspect to it. There's the wisdom aspect to it. There's always the adaptability, when we're looking at these animals. Did I mention the giraffe? Yeah, I did mention the giraffe. So there's also the giraffe as well that's associated, but more commonly, if you'd see with in ancient times, the ibis as well as the baboon would be the tool that would be used in representation of Djehuti, right? So Djehuti, it would be usually that ibis head, right? That man with so an ibis head with that long nose there, and then also has something to scribe on, right? So that'd be representative, Djehuti. In other scholars or other tomb engravings, or our historical engravings, and that would have the baboon itself, or the baboon head. And then as an FYI as well, because we're going to get into why Djehuti is also a lunar deity, there's something called the limbobo bone, which is made from the bone of a baboon. So this was one of our first measuring tools that were used as by us as a people, right? So it's very interesting that this is made from the baboon as well. And like I usually say, that us as a people, we don't have words that don't carry weight. We don't do izinto for nje. There's always a reason. There's always, why is a certain word like this? Why is it used in a certain manner? From our seasons to our day, everything as Africans, we don't do izinto for just nje. So that is why I also lay the bone in a baboon was used as a time teller, as a timekeeper, So it was partitioned in 28 days, and then we're gonna get into the aspect that Djehuti hore. Okay, he is a lunar deity on Djehuti. Gogo Mashlodi, I think, commenting on the Heteru, Ore, lots of rains, clear vision, more. That is Heteru for me. I love it, Nkhono, I love it. Did you not get America Heteru, Nkhono? Okay, I can't remember. But yeah, so those are the things that align us with the season of Djehuti, Kapa Tehuti. So I'm going to switch between Tehuti and Djehuti. I sometimes like saying Tehuti. But yes, like the gentleman I was telling you about that he attacked us. So the word Tuto as well is closely related to Djehuti, which explains who Djehuti is. Okay, so when we started, we said Djehuti, this is the god of wisdom. This is the god of record keeping. So we have something called the Akashic records. Now, what are the Akashic records? So every thought, every memory, every occurrence, past and present, this is the guy that keeps it. So if we take it more to the more plagiarized religions that come from our knowledge systems. This would be what's it, the book of is it the book of life? What's that record book that they keep when you die? You know that book where they make your judgments in. Yeah, so this is stolen from what is called the Akashic records, right? And in a more scientific manner, the scientists, they'll tell us, it's actually a fluid within the body itself, but it's basically a collection of all memories, all thoughts, all words that exist, all knowledge that exists, all ancestral knowledge that exists. These are kept in the Akashic records, and these are the records, and Djehuti is the keeper of Akashic records. So also, this is a great season for those who are writers, those who do spoken word, who do written words. So this is your time to shine, because the energy that is prevalent right now empowers you guys in the work that you guys do in those fields, right? And it's very interesting. I like also saying that how these seasons hop onto each other. So we just come from season in festivities, and we're speaking about like people in the arts and all of that. And then now we're transitioning now into also another art form, spoken word, written word, and everything else there. So anything that has to do with communication that is closely related to Djehuti. But now Djehuti, as we're transitioning now, tracking the movement of the sun, because we started our SARS season when now the sun had returned to the southern hemisphere. Yaba new, everything became anew again. And we transitioned now to the second house, which was the house Yantwena, Heteru. Now we are in our third house now, which is the house in Djehuti, and everything that has to do with communication. So you'll see also, guys, season Djehuti, we also usually, for the past 5 years that I've been cognizant of this content here, I've noticed the season in, we get into something called a Mercury retrograde. And we know Mercury is the planet that's responsible for communication and all of that. So we know Lilo Nadi Chakra hands always cry, oh my gosh, it's Mercury retrograde, because everything goes haywire in this season in, all right? So it would happen. I haven't checked, actually. I was supposed to check actually before we started, but actually when are we going into retrograde? But we will have a dope episode on that one. To say, okay, what do you do in a retrograde? What do you not do in a retrograde? Because you need to still be able to flow through whatever chaos or commotion that would come. But I always say that the world, nature is always self-healing, and at times, unfortunately, it's dire. But because we don't respect nature in its totality, but nature will always restore itself, will always re-cleanse itself, and unfortunately some people will be victims in that restoration, right? So I hope everybody will more. I know you guys are high vibrational, so I hope even when you do like these water rituals and whatnot, like you guys still respect nature in that aspect. But so now Djehuti now comes into the third house, and now Djehuti comes and merges the psychic life as well as the physical life down here. All right, so everything that has to do with the cosmos. And Djehuti now occurs in the first phase of creation. But actually Djehuti le Ma'at are present in all the 4 stages of creation, right? Because they're responsible for measurement, they're responsible for the how, they're responsible for, okay, what fits where, what needs to bloom at a certain time. So like I said, there's the record keeper, and then there's the lady Ma'at, who is the consort. But then now I also cannot speak about Djehuti without speaking about Seshat, right? So as much as Ma'at is a consort, but then now when we're dealing with the androgynous aspect of this deity or Djehuti, the feminine side, this energy is called Seshat, right? So represented by goddess Seshat. So for those who are very into cannabis and this content that we do, you would notice that this is the deity that's represented with headgear on that cannabis plant in her headgear, right? So which brings us back to the whole thing, actually cannabis is a portal, right? It's a communication tool. You're actually able to access different realms with the use cannabis. It's just unfortunate that maybe we have lost respect of the plant, but we know Gogo and her friends, Bo I and I, they still upholding the holiness to the plant, and we did have an episode with the Rasta lady, which actually habalaita zolo. it's like incense. It's gimopasho, basically, it's giving reverence to the heavens and all of that. So it's actually quite a sacred plant. But now when we take in the Nguni word, yakhona, right? So kasingunu right? But now, if we're playing with words, then maybe going a little bit into the etymology of it is isango. So my homies and I, we say that with isango lengqondo, because it does open up certain things. With some of us, we feel super enlightened. We have conversations that maybe we don't have in our daily lives. But so with that, let us also still be cognizant, Uti, it's as much as it's a nice, body high and other activities that happen with this plant, but it's actually a sacred plant. It's an ancient plant, also in that other book that I hope I'm not disrespecting, but it's the closest thing to me. But in the Christian religion, right, there's that whole burning bush situation that happens there as well. All right, so let that also we need to remember Horea, these things are like sometimes the allegories, sometimes it's like folklore, because spiritual knowledge at times a certain elevation, right? So that is why as a people we used to go through like into us at different ages, there'd be a ritual at, I don't know, age 7, all these things that we have lost with time, becoming an adult, becoming so Ntwaso was not just for the Sangoma, or the pharaohs. I know it's controversial, but we do think, my friends and I, we do think Amafaro were actually like great Sangomas, back in the day. And if we're saying Hore, okay, these are our descendants, then draw the line there. And then Gogo Matlhodi Ore, yes, she did get married in the season of hetero. You see, so a lot of people are just naturally in alignment. But I think Gogo, you're already no so totally feel into the content, ne? And then SK Marutla says the Mercury retrograde is on November 25th. Okay, so on Monday, our fate. Okay, we're not prepared, some of us. But on the 25th, we'll hopefully on Tuesday, we'll probably touch on it on the episode that we'll do on our space. Khono from Lesedi, Ancestral Healing, Khono Maschaba Ore. It's true, it's like impepo for the Khoisan mostly, and we use it, and we too use it alone or with other herbs for connection and grounding. Absolutely, Nkhono. So I think like access to knowledge, because this knowledge was also a quite sacred knowledge. But before colonialism and everything else, this was knowledge that was available to every Black person. Every Black person nanali access to what we call a sacred science. Then these kids, the Greeks and everybody else, they came here, and then that's when the gatekeeping came. That is where also there's something that we talk about on our space, Hore. The Freemasonry, they have access to like 33 degrees of knowledge and all of that. So this is this distortion that happened, and why also as a people, as much as we're spiritual and all of that, but we still need to sort of put in the work to reach higher states, whereas initially this was something naturally for us. Whew! Okay, I'm speaking fine today. I'm not too fast today. So this is the principle in we're gonna get more into the principle at Djehuti, but that is what Djehuti does, right? Merging the physical life as well as the cosmic life together, because also Djehuti, yes, what I wanted to touch on is a lunar deity, right? So alongly Asa, alongly Heteru, and with Heteru at the last season we said that she also dabbles as a lunar and a solar deity, and then comes Djehuti now. And I think we did share a little story about the extra 5 days the other year, right? So I don't know if I should put a little controversy, but so initially the days nearly 360, right? And then so different mythologies try to explain this concept, right? So then the extra 5 days, which are represented by Asa, Oset, Neptet, Set, Le, Heru, the Yang, right? These are the extra 5 days where in the mythology they say that Djehuti went into a gamble. Khans, who's also the moon god as well, and then when they won that little game that they were playing, and then the extra 5 days were granted there. So as I mentioned, that with Djehuti happens in the first phase of creation. So they're there in the beginning of creation there, so that everything can form. And that first stage of creation, we know it as the water stage, or what we call the Manu. where unun or kulukulani would reside. So this is the beginning stage, where we would see Djehuti wage, right? So also, so let's not complicate things and take it to time before time or timeless time. Yeah, let's just stick to in the beginning, Djehuti lema at in the phases of creation. And then I want to get into the principle. Thank you so much. Leo, okay, there's a question here. Okay, Leo, what's up, Leo? Peace and love, family. Welcome. Great seeing you. SK Marutla Ore, it is said that Djehuti is Jesus. How true is that? And then King said, so Ore, you speaking clear and understandable. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know I speak fast, so I'm trying to be slow, but thank you so much if you guys are with me there. King, I'm gonna come to your question towards the end. Can we just finish everything tonight, and then we'll come to the controversial stuff to that point. Okay, so the principle Djehuti is resonance, right? So like I said, that now this is this energy that comes now and wants to fuse the cosmic life as well as the physical life together. So this is the work that we are continuously trying to do, to have that resonance with the energy, or to have that resonance with the heavens consistently, because we know as above, so is below. And with different scholars, including Lintate Credo, he would say that we are people from the stars, right? So we're always trying to have that connection, Njalo, right? Because we know also later great answers now come from the astral realms, these realms that are not tangible, these realms that are unseen. So that is this balance, or this resonance that we consistently trying to create within ourselves. So Djehuti comes also now to break all these mental barriers that we have put upon ourselves, or those that have been imposed on us. And then also the season, a lot of secrets might come out. We hope it's not too violent or anything like that. So a lot of secrets would come out, a lot of truth telling would come out. So remember also Ma'at, who's the consort of Djehuti, she is the goddess, or she's the goddess of truth, of balance, and everything else. We touched on Ma'at, I think 4 seasons ago, yes. So truths also would be exposed as well, exposed or told Gayona the season ena. And then also Djehuti is also, like I said, the record keeper, right? So it's more concerned with cosmic memory, right? So you get access to cosmic memory or ancestral wisdom in terms of that, right? And then the function Yachache is communication, like I said, and was it King? Yes, SK Marutla, we said the retrograde is on the 25th. So communication, anything. So in the season, some people might experience breaking phones and everything else, but I think if you manage to work with the energy house, the energy principle in Djehuti, there's some things you can avoid, So before you invite the energy at Djehuti, so let's not forget Sibala, the portals. And we give thanks, so you can make tea or whatever it is, have a little ritual and say thanks to Heteru, to those who had opened up that portal. Those who do have the ebook, there is a little ceremony there on how you conduct the closing off of a season, and then you're gonna invite the season in Djehuti. So whatever it is in terms of communication that you need, delivery of messages, that is the function Djehuti Onawahona. And then also this is another deity that's also part of the patrons of divination, right? So but instead of the tools boma di taola or but amathambo, so that's the floor x-ray tools. So Djehuti does not so as much as Get Divine now gives you access to divination in terms of that, but they don't use like these oracle tools or these divining tools or anything else like that. But not saying that you shouldn't, but Djehuti works more on the mind, right? It wants to stimulate the mind, wants you to have access to all these things. There's another thing that I like speaking about called genetic memory. That thing of just knowing something, but you don't know how you know this thing. You've never done this thing, but you just naturally flow with this element. So it's something called genetic memory, so everything that exists, so you have access to anything. So that is why I also say, Uti, like whatever you want is possible, because Djehuti, Moya Djehuti, and these Akashic records say this thing is possible. So this thing is attainable, whatever access that you want. And I just want to tell a little story before we get into the Q&A, but I don't think there's a lot of questions today. Maybe the questions will trigger the questions as well. But there's also another cute little story when we're speaking Djehuti, right, and how sacred actually this knowledge is, right? Which is another thing, Gutia. Maybe our stuff we need to gatekeep, but yeah, we creating what's this? Yeah, for paid members. I want to with all these things. I think we need to gatekeep these things, because I think as much as we wanted to know, but there's also the unsacreding of our knowledge, right? So this little story starts, okay, so there's a little prince, and this prince here, now amongst his siblings, he was more interested in like literature and reading and all of that. So then the father also would indulge this prince with books and everything else, but through Intwaso as well, they became a high priest and everything else. And then came a time where they didn't want to be part of the kingdom anymore, got out of the kingdom, and then married Sweetheart there, married Sweetheart and then formed their little family. And then the one time this little prince goes to the market. So Haleko market bumps into a sorcerer. And the sorcerer now because knows that this person is somebody who's more interested in knowledge and all of that. So the sorcerer tells the prince, Ejo, listen, there's this great book, this book written by Djehuti himself, Ikona Windawo so. I don't know why, but my mind, it's triggering that animation, yeah, Aladdin, all right. Yeah, but yeah, I'll ask if the download is right now. But anyway, they go to this ancient place, follows the sorcerer, and yeah, then when they get to this place here, vele ikona this book of Djehuti, and then obviously with these things, there's a warning, listen, if you take this book out of here, so you're not allowed to take this book out of this sacred place, because this is a book that gives you access to talk with the birds, that gives you, to be a water bender, fire bender, element, like all element benders, this is the energy Djehuti. You're capable of doing all these things, because of this knowledge in Djehuti. So now what did this prince do? This prince now takes this book, wants to steal this book. Now Sorcerer says, hey, listen, little prince, you're gonna come back here. Return this book, So the prince is like, hell no, I'm a high priest and all of that. I'm happy with this book here. So now a couple of days later, now this guy's at a market, sees the most attractive of women that he's ever seen, ever. Sees this most, beautiful woman. So obviously he's a prince. He's got people that work for him. And then he speaks to the people who are with this goddess. So I need to know who this woman is and all of that, alluring, like golden legs and everything else. And then, which is the downfall of men historically, yeah, even in the story of Delilah. But anyway, it happens that this prince gets access to this princess, to this queen, and this queen is like, okay, she makes a demand, okay, this is what you need to do, sign off your like all your wealth, sign off even your children's inheritance, right? So that I know if you want to consummate, to have conjugal things with me, this is what you need to do. And the downfall of our divine kings, as usual, signs off the contract, and then after he signs this off, now the transformation happens. And it's actually the sorcerer, and now he has lost everything, all his wealth, everything, inheritance, the children, and everything else like that. Because the sorcerer don't take this book from the sacred place, because you're gonna come back here and you're gonna have to return this book. And the author of the Hermit, okay, I'm coming, my king. So returns this book here, and then this place is full of light again. And because he had memorized all these spells, all these rituals and all these things that Djehuti gave access to him, I decided, this knowledge should not be known by anybody, the knowledge to bend the air, to speak to birds and animals. So he burns this book. and then he swallows the ash, the spoke here. So there is a cute little story in Djehuti, which actually this is sacred science that we are speaking about. When you're working late deity at Djehuti, also just be cognizant, like be serious, because at times you'd want to tap into things. I know some people want to do things like boma mirror work. So I don't know if you want to do it in the season in Djehuti, because at times what you are asking access to, the knowledge you're asking access to, might be very detrimental. Some things you'd be very shocked, to find out. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, but some people are ready, I guess, but there's diviners who do like mirror work, about press play, where you're seeing everything that happens there. But yeah, please be very careful when we're working with this energy dynamic. Yeah, but please use it for nice things, like, if you're learning like a new language, a new skill, you can call upon the energy of Djehuti, because obviously has access to all these ancient knowledge, a new trade, the people who are working in comms as well, call the energy in Djehuti. Okay, there's a nuisance person there. I don't know if you want to take off that comment there.
That was actually by mistake. I was actually trying to block him from the live, but unfortunately we can't block.
All right. Okay, that's tired. Tembi Mashango, that's really, really tired. Honestly, guys. Yeah, like some of us are in our 30s now. You guys are still running with the same thing. Come on. But anyway, we elevate. We know some agents come in such forms. But anyway, I also wanna. Okay, we touched a little bit on the associate deities, but yeah, it's more the lunar deities that would be associated with Djehuti. Now we spoke of Ma'at, who's the consort. To Djehuti ona wa rona. And then I think we've covered everything that has to do with Djehuti. Yeah. Let me catch up on questions.
I do have a question.
Yes.
A question. Last season it was about compost and the compost of our ideas and putting compost of ideas. So what are you saying that this season is about?
Okay, so this season, like I'm saying, Guti, this is now Djehuti now comes, all right. Let's take it back to the point of creation, all right. So when Djehuti comes, now all these elemental forces, right? So your earth, fire, air, and everything else, now they're brought into the physical life. Like I said, Djehuti merges now this cosmic life, and then into this cosmic life merges it into the physical life. So now got the season in at Djehuti, right? Oh yes, this is the one thing that I had forgotten. Also with affirmations, please be use affirmations this time, right? So the ones that say like season in heteru, right? Now in the season in Djehuti, yes, I forgot. Yeah, so he's also assists in spells, right? So in spoken words, so sound alchemy, something that calls sound alchemy. It includes words, it includes the affirmation, includes sounds, it includes waters of sounds of the waters, or anything else like that. So now you're gonna sort of speak life into the things then it's now in the season that we just come from. So yeah, so Lonabo, spoken word, written word, please do shine for us now in the season. Then okay, Djehuti Jesus ne. Okay, I'll answer that one last. Let's Gatekeep, Know Thyself, Its Levels, Prudy Wilson, welcome. And the author of Hermetic Principle, absolutely, my king. Didn't Ziki, okay, that one we're not gonna read that nonsense there. Okay, so Djehuti Jesus. Okay, King Nane. Maybe you can answer it from a Black Root Science point of view, ne? I still have not elevated to a point where the Jesus character is not fictional for me. The Jesus character is not formed as an allegory, but I know in Black Roots they do touch on Jesus being part of the prophets that this journey, and depending on where you on which point you take this content from, right? So I want us also to just detach a little bit from these principles being like physical entities, a head, an animal, a human with an animal head. So I want us to maybe understand umoya wakhona versus the actual wanting to make it, personify it. Yeah. So let's not personify it, just understand it as a principle. Okay, what happens in cosmos, what happens in Moyeni. So maybe my king, maybe you can answer it from Black root science point of view, because I know they do touch on this aspect in the book, ne? But it might be, my king, if we taking also Jesus as a concept and not necessarily a daimani, ne? If we do take it like that, especially if we're saying hore, he's the one that teaches. Djehuti is a teacher as well, besides being a scribe, besides being there's one thing I forgot about Djehuti, which we need to mention now. Besides being a scribe, besides being a record keeper and all of that, but ke motho wa thuto, right? Muruti, the priests, but it has to do le knowledge. And I think also, ne, please just watch your dream space as well, the season ena, especially the ones who have maybe also been in the space, in the spiritual space, and finding yourself. So if you're gonna dream of people in black robes, please don't be alarmed or shocked or anything like that, right? So Djehuti deals with high intelligence, high spiritual wisdom, everything. And we know when we're dealing with spirits abalozi, these are the people that would be represented. Sometimes they come in black robes, sometimes it's birds, sometimes it's let's not go into abalozi, but it's that high intelligence if we're taking it more towards the south and just understanding lama principles lawa or Moya lona from our point of view. And then Prudy Wilson is asking about Pata and Atum. Okay, so Pata would be, or Pata, what we call Pata, right? This is now in the beginning, the creation phase, right, of Manu and Atum, right? So I'll take from one of my teachers as well, or Prof or Dr. Matole Moteja as well, so he touches on this element beautifully. But let's just maybe just stick to Atum. But Upta also represents now the concept of God, but which is a divine feminine concept. But I don't want to stretch it a little bit. And then Atum as well. So this is the atom, this is the beginning. I think we touched on this when we're speaking in the Asa season. So Atum, what you would in science would be an atom in that other not high vibrational religion. That would be the concept of Adam. So that is why that I'm not too mad at the Bible anymore. I'm not too mad, because if you understand it's okay, maybe kidi allegory and stuff like that. But I'm still mad though, because it's also another tool that was used to put us here as a people, as black people, as melanated people. So Atum, that's that first element, that's the first atom that comes out from the water. This is now in the first phase of creation, right? So the renditions from that would be Atum Ra, right? Because it's that ball of energy. And then if you understand the concept of as above, so as below, and if you understand Uguti, also in the waters, there was that fire that emerged now from Unun, which is Ukulukulano, the great waters of abyss, or the waters before anything in the Abrahamic religions, that phase where it's just dark waters and everything is dark. Nothing was created before the what's first day of creation, or let there be light. Before it be the let there be light, it's just waters or this darkness, right? And we know that the light emerges from the darkness. So there's Atum Ra, Amun Ra as well. Speaking on the lunar and solar principles of the first emergence, right? And then it's that mold that sits on top, because the next stage we go into the stage of Rasta, or the earthly stage, after the water. After the, so it's water, fire. Yeah, no, it's water, fire, then the earth stage, third stage, yeah. And then that was a question. And then the one thing that I forgot, the one thing that I forgot, Djehuti, yes, Djehuti and Ma'at. So Djehuti is also a counselor, right? He's a counselor, he's a prosecutor, as well as the judge, right? So we know also when we're delving into our mythology a little bit, right? We know of that scale of Ma'at where your heart needs to be lighter than the feather. And again, as it's not a literally like that, right? We need to understand the principle, the concepts behind certain things that we speak of, right? But we know also when you are also getting your own spiritual downloads, it's okay. What does a light heart do to you? Maybe that's also heavy. But Djehuti is part of that council, So as much as the prosecutor, but also the counselor, so we'll speak on your behalf, we'll try to negotiate on your behalf of what's okay. Okay, these are the certain deeds, because also again he keeps the Akashic records, and then also he's the judge, right? So he's part of that council in the afterlife. Now, when you have transitioned from the earthly state and going now to the other realm. But yeah, I don't want to go too far with it because it opens up controversy in terms of afterlife and all of that, right? And then SK Maruta is all is mind and the universe is mental. This is to touch on the season of the spoken word. Absolutely. Everything it does emanates from there, my king. So thank you for bringing that. Nkosani Fulani to Yizo marking the register. Togozani. Djehuti sekert, uri sekert, uri hotse makosigas, utando no olo. Khanya likhutso morena ga leboga so much. Melo ore 45 minutes late. Okay, you can always rewind. But if we don't have any more questions, I hope it's clear. I hope it really is clear. I hope it's not too much. But this is what we do attempt to do, because we know most of us were not fortunate enough to get into the space where the content wasn't heavy, we didn't even know what and our only access point at the first time we bumped into this content was through the American lens, right? Because we were so detached from our things, and like we like saying on our space, it would seem like everything, including voodoo, including Kemetic things, including, because some people want to divorce themselves from Kemetic sacred science, right? And saying that, I'd rather practice something from a Haiti, but everything, affirmation, whatever it is that you can think of, it always has a black root to it. Prudy Wilson, Amenra. Yeah, so my queen, we spoke on this principle, I think, in the season of Sekhmet Bast, ne? Yeah, in the season of Sekhmet Bast, but this would be Amun Ra, right, from God Amun. But yeah, we'll go into it. We'll go into it some more. But I think, can you also ask maybe your questions in full? So I'm not sure if you're just mentioning, if you're just asking, or you're asking what does the name mean? I'm not too sure. Can you probably maybe also ask the questions in full? Then maybe we can go into that. But the word Amen itself comes from the last stage of creation, which is there in the west, la ilanga lishona kona in Ntshonalanga. Yes. And then Kgosigadi Matlhodi o re ka Setswana ke nako ya modiri a dire. Modiri. Okay, Gogo, let me read that slow. Ka Setswana ke nako ya modiri a dire. Ke nako ya go dira. Ke nako ya go dira. Okay, I read it correct. Ke nako ya modiri a dire. Ke nako ya go dira. No, Thobela, Kgosigadi, we give thanks for that. And if we don't have any more questions, so it's a doing time. It's a doing time. Communication, remember, that's at the peak of things, so whether it's astrally or ancestrally or with self as well, always also continue raising vibration. We do know that it is an insane season as well. We're going into December bossy as well. So it's gonna be the madness. But please do still take care of yourselves, still be cognizant of people you interchange energies with, don't go too much into madness, especially because Zulu, we know that the December is Ibandlela, right? So if you can help it, please rather stay indoors. Do short little trips. Yeah, don't be all over. We know also the car accident rates at this time as well, but because it says elevated, we do know that it is a harnessing of energies and these blood rituals that these reptilians are doing. Alwe to Jezile just got here. Ore Gogo MOKGADI Danko. This season just made sense of my vivid dreams recently. I'm nervous about the truths coming out, as I'm always the truth teller in family gatherings as we approach. Yo, there Christmas. I love how you said there Christmas. I love how you said there Christmas. Yeah, no, we hope it's peaceful. We hope it's peaceful, Gogo, on that front. But yeah, truth must always be upheld. My art still needs to reign in whatever time. Melo Entertainment, I think, but Melo ends. Can I ask, how does our connection to our clans benefit us? Like my clan is in Kala, so I do work with water when I have problems or okay. I don't know. Are you Ketla, Kulu, Gogo? Okay, I'm not too sure, but Royal Being. Okay, that's a bit so that's a bit what's this, like it's a consult per se, ne? So I think just DM me wherever you find me. We can also maybe speak on that, but like I say, with everything that we do, right, the source of everything, just know self. Absolutely know self. And depending where you are with also your spiritual journey, right? So some people have elevated towards above working with just the blood ancestors, right? And are able to tap into now the higher realms of spirituality, because we know there's different realms. Ne? So I'm not saying that the ancestors are lower, but you always need to start at home. I think it's part of knowing self, right? And I'm glad you used the word clan versus tribe, which is also another colonial ruins that happened to us. But Kesha, please, if unkala, depending on what you guys do in ritual wise, but like I'm saying, with okay, this is a consult. What is it that we need to be dealing with? What are you actually asking? But we'll take it offline in terms of that. But this knowledge here, like Moya Lona, is accessible, is prevalent to, it's gonna affect you whether you like it or not, whether you are conscious of it or not. But this is us just employing you with, okay, how do you use Moya Lona that is present to your greater good or to your advantage? Pudi Wilson, describe the deity. Amunra. Yeah, so okay, Gogo would need to go into the different aspects of Ra, but we know Ra has to do with the sun, right? And then you mentioned there, I think you had mentioned Ptah, you mentioned Adum, right? And when we're also speaking on the Heru season, so maybe we'll go into a bit of Ra, or maybe we'll do a special episode there, different representations, because you also know that the sun also has different energies throughout different times of the day. And like I said, this is a solar calendar. The energy of the sun is also different at different times. But we always start, so the Ra element to it is associated with the sun. And then when we're going to Amun Ra, that version of Ra, right, in terms of being a lunar deity. Yeah, we don't want to bring too much information to sound like we're gonna contradict things. But I think let's take it bite-sized, Gogo. Let's take it a little bit bite-sized. Because it's gonna be a lot to want to marry a lunar deity with a solar of Ra kind of thing. But that's basically another version, I'd say, of Ra, or another representation, another expression of Ra, or the sun. Yeah, the divine masculine life giver. And then Djehuti. Oh, hey, it's you. We're speaking about you. Yeah. May you also delve deeper in the levels of spirit, about Pout Neter in your next session, the functionalities, how they affect us, importance of spiritual development. Okay, we do take it in bite sizes, my king. I think you're my Facebook friend. I'm not too sure. We do take it in bite sizes. So we've divided these sessions per season, ne? But in terms of spiritual levels, ne, I've only dealt with it now in terms of from a Black Root Science point of view. But yeah, we will delve into that. I think that's a very important topic to deal with that, ne? And how you can also use it to grow spiritually, spiritual development. How we track that. Melo, okay, no, yeah. So I use Kehlane across everybody, ne? But okay, I did guess correctly. Oh, pretty also okay. Apologies. Greek philosophy is stolen Egyptian philosophy. Yeah, absolutely, pretty. Okay, so I think you are new here in our space, ne? Where can you reach me? Okay, so my space, the Stone Square podcast. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Googie. Why are people calling us? Okay, yeah. But you can also find also yeah on all socials. It's Stone Square podcast. So if you're on Facebook, we have a page there, so you can drop a DM. On Instagram, it's Stone Square podcast as well. So yeah, you can find me there. Then the WhatsApp number, I hope I know it off by heart, is 062-234-2197. That's the WhatsApp number. Okay, pretty. Yeah, I know the content is delicious, ne? Yeah, so I think we have answered a lot of these questions that you're asking now. But yeah, we've dealt with the Trinity as well in different formats outside of God the Father, God the Mother, God the Child. We've dealt from it from a Ma'at, Djehuti point of view as well. But thank you for the questions. Thank you for the questions. Yeah, hop onto our space. Maybe we'll have extra episodes. But yeah, we've done the work, Gogo. We have done the work. But thank you so much for the session. This was delicious.
Thank you, guys. And as per usual, you can catch Gogo MOKGADI on her channel at Stoned Queer Podcast. I put the link there. And we'll see her again next month on the 21st at 8 p.m. as usual. Please do catch up on the latest episodes. We had an incredible one on food and GMOs and farming yesterday with Gogo Spiwes Tole. So please catch up with that. And there's a Ronald Dalton episode that's also phenomenal. That's on the Bible. So see you again next time.
African peace. Good night, everyone.